My name is Umar Rashid, and I'm a C.O.L.A 2021 Art Fellow. So my journey as an artist has been an interesting one. In it that I've been doing this work all my life because of my family. My father's a playwright. My mother was an actress. My father's also a painter and a director of theater. My grandfather was a jazz musician. So it's kind of like, the art has always been a part of my existence. And I've always been writing since I was a kid, and I've always made drawings, and I've always explored the realm of fantasy because even as a kid, I realized I didn't really have too much in common with this particular world that we live in. I didn't like the way that is weaponized against certain people. Now you can call it white supremacy, or you can call it whatever you want to call it. But it's just ultimately when I decided to look at when I was able to look at the earth, or what human beings have gone through a cosmic perspective, it shifted a lot of things. And so history became even more important. Like the way we tell our stories became more important to me, because when you're looking at it from this corporeal existence, like, it's just all misery and doom and gloom, and it's just one disaster to the next, like, and so I didn't want to look at history that way. I thought that, history, combining history and the mythological elements of history, could create a third stream, a different place to observe and interact with history, throughout time, past, present, and future. So I'm condensing all these realms into one to create this majestic, no, I shouldn't say majestic, but this very long and convoluted narrative that I've been working on for the past 2 decades. So when I look at Los Angeles, I mean, I've been here for about this year will be 21 years since I moved to Los Angeles from Chicago. And I just look at, the changing landscapes and the gentrification, and all these things that happen to cities over time. And and then knowing the history of this place, knowing that this actually used to be New Spain, and then subsequently Mexico after independence, and then the trumped up Mexican American War in 1848, and knowing the history of these places, and then how everything just shifted, and now it's like the home of the wealthy, and just California in general, but talking about Los Angeles, the home of Hollywood, where all this, these ideas are exported. So this is a very place, because America, in addition to its military power, I think America's greatest strength is its cultural output. But its cultural output is affixed to the backs of all the marginalized people who will be um, kicked out of these gates. So I wanted to, so when you think about like gatekeepers and people in power, like I wanted to create a gate. And there's only so much that I can do and represent physically, but I wanted to just talk about the idea of people uh excluding people. So you have these like ancient symbols. So the symbols on the gate are kind of contorted. It's like the what is it, it's like a mestizo. So there's like this Spanish influence, there's this native influence, there's African influences, and all these things that exist on these bricks on this gate. But only certain people are able to pass through it. So everybody can pass through it, but when you get to the other side, it's a totally different story. So it's like, and I'm all into like all this like science fiction and things about portals and wormholes and all this stuff. But I'm not even gonna go there because this thing will take forever. We're all individuals, but to the greater structure, overall arching the overall structure of government or governance or whatever, we're all just little heads just walking around. So I always like Capita. I just like the word, like PC per capita. I don't know. Like I don't know. It's just a great word. And so, um, but the sculptures are mainly busts. So it's like head. So it also talks to the and then the story about the actual gate itself that I'm creating. And there's all these people going through, and the idea of gates and like that border fence, that ridiculous border fence that they're building down. And well, I guess hopefully construction on that is halted. um but just fences throughout time and gates, and like, and people just move through it, and people come through, and some people are remembered, and most are forgotten. And so, but it's like, hey, so it's a lot of things. Like, I mean, you're never going to get an actual straight answer out of me, because every time I do something, like, I'm living in like 8 different dimensions in order to create this work. So, there might be things, and I like to leave it up to the imagination of the people who view the work, or however they see it, and how, because everybody has an opinion. They're going to say whatever they're going to say anyway. So, but for me, I just try to just, I kind of forget, or maybe purposefully forget about what it is that I'm doing, because I want this work to live beyond the space of its existence. But what I want people to take away from all of this is the fact that we live in a complex society. You live in Los Angeles, you live here, and you have to understand the multi-layered history of this place in order to truly understand it. And once you understand it, hopefully you might become a better person, more compassionate instead of reactionary. And maybe we can really truly create what I think is we can create what I truly believe is the goal of all humanity, is to create a system of harmony.